Guys, Miss White here, and greetings from Northern Michigan. This video is going to talk about the origins of the Cold War, but before we talk about the Cold War, just a brief recap here. All right, we won World War II, the Allied powers did. Remember, that is us, England and the Soviet Union. I put France there. They were our ally, but remember, France was occupied for the Nazis for the majority of the war, but I digress from that. Remember, we dropped nuclear bombs, atomic weapons, weapons of mass destruction on Japan in 1945. And remember, the creator of the atomic bombs, Oppenheimer, said that the world was going to be forever changed from that, and he was absolutely correct. Almost immediately after the end of World War II, with the signing of the treaties, entered the Cold War. So this video is going to talk about just the first few years of the Cold War. All right, in February of 1945, we have something called the Yalta Conference. All right, so this was the war was still technically happening in Europe and also in the Pacific Theater. All right, this is when Churchill from England, FDR, our President Roosevelt, and Stalin met to discuss what to do with Germany after World War II, right? February of 1945 is literally 3 months before Germany officially surrendered, all right? So everyone knew, except for Hitler, he was still in denial. Everyone knew that the war was going to end and Germany was going to lose. So the Yalta Conference was to figure out what to do with them. All right, so their goals of the Yalta Conference was to establish collective security in Europe and around the world. What that means is I'll protect you, you protect me. We'll make sure that nothing bad is happening to you and vice versa. I got your back, essentially. And also, the other goal was to give self-determination to the liberated people of a post-Nazi Europe. So the people who were conquered by the Nazis, we're looking at Poland, France, Czechoslovakia, Austria, essentially most of the continent of Europe, right? What are we going to do with those people? And the option should be up to them. That's what self-determination is. The option is yours on what you want to do. All right, so that's the Yalta Conference, okay? This is what they divided Germany into. They divided Germany essentially into 4 parts. We got a British sector, an American sector, a French sector, and a Russian sector. Also, if you look closely on the smaller box in this image is the division of Berlin. We divided up their capital city of Berlin as well. Here are the 3 happiest guys in the entire world. But I'll let you laugh at that picture a little more later. All right. The other conference we had in 1945 was the Potsdam Conference. All right. This was in July and August of 1945, and this one is huge. All right. So again, we got Churchill, we got Stalin, and now we got President Truman. So President Roosevelt died, RIP, in April of 1945, and Truman took over, President Truman. All right. Their goals of the Potsdam Conference was to demilitarize, denazify, and democratize Germany. All right. Say that 3 times fast. Anyway, they wanted to reverse all Nazi annexations of neighboring countries. So again, Poland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, you're not under Nazi control anymore. So here you go. All right. The main issue of this, right, was Truman had nuclear bombs. He knew he had nuclear bombs. He knew when he was going to use them. Right? This ended in August. We dropped the bombs on August 6, 1945. And so literally like a few days after this conference ended, we dropped the atomic bombs. That's a huge issue for Stalin, right? We were allies. We were friends, homies, if you will. And we had a secret. I mean, a secret so big and so dramatic that it literally decimated entire cities. It turned human bodies into dust in the matter of nanoseconds. All right, we didn't tell anybody. Not even Churchill knew. So, right, the Russians were like, "What the heck? What are you doing this?" The Russians saw this as an act of aggression against them, and as you can imagine, that is ushering in our new Cold War. And here they are all again, Truman with his big secret there in the middle. All right. And we will stop there, and I will continue with this on the next video.